Hello, and welcome back to another episode on Farming Simulator 25. Well, it's been a while since I've been able to get back to the game, so we had an update, and I think that update stopped my worker from, well, seeding this field with grass. So I gotta take this over really quick, go ahead and finish the headlands, it looks like, and then roll it. As soon as I'm done with the headlands, I'll throw a worker onto one of our other fields and have them start planting some oats. I'm gonna go ahead and do this all as a time lapse, so I'll see you when we're done. Welcome back. So I ran into a problem. My fields are already completely fertilized, and if I don't put any fertilizer in the tank here for the seeder, the AI worker won't work with it. It's like, hey, the tank is empty. You gotta fill me up, buddy. So I went ahead and I put the worker on the rollers, and unfortunately we're just gonna have a huge time lapse of seeding both these two fields here. I also went ahead and cleaned up that upper rice paddy and then set the worker on cultivating that one as well, so that next month in April we can go ahead and start planting. So I'm gonna go ahead and continue the time lapse, and it's gonna be a lot longer than I was expecting. So sorry about that. Welcome back. We just finished planting all the oats in the field. We're going to grab the worker who just finished rolling the previous field, which was perfect timing. And then we're going to move on a little bit. I think we might be pretty much done with March. Just a couple things to kind of clear up a little bit and then start prepping for moving into April. It looks like he missed a small little sliver on the very end of this field here, but it's always hard to tell. I don't know if you noticed on the previous field, I went ahead and replaced the worker for rolling that last headland just because I knew I would be faster. And as I was trying to kind of, touch up all the spots that I thought he missed, I just couldn't get it. And I really kind of wanted to because it's a grass field. I'll probably never lime it again, so I just kind of wanted it to be done. I think it was around here on this edge, so I'll just do the kind of edge over here a little bit and then bring him into the next field. Yep, awesome. There's no fast way to get this guy moving without closing the rollers, but I don't want to close them if I'm going to open them again in just a second. I will need to, at some point, and it'll probably be after the harvest, I'm going to need to do some landscaping on these fields here. There's just too many ledges, and I want to soften them. I want to extend this current field out a little bit. And I want to possibly put in another field here, now that I have that nice plow that's really fast. Because this is pretty much just unused area here at the moment. I might need to clear some of these trees and drag them up, but I still have so many trees up there that I need to get rid of those first. Why don't I do this? Let's hop back into a tractor. Let's reload this planter, or seeder I should say. And then check to see how the sawmills are doing. I'm not sure if this is a new, I don't want to say addition, but I'm pretty sure the workers would have planted the oats even without fertilizer, previously. So I don't know if this is part of the new update or if this is just the way it's been and I've never noticed, because I've always needed to there we go, I didn't hit it. I've always needed to kind of plant with fertilizer. It's pretty rare that I had everything, prepped previously. Well, there's a lot of P's in that sentence. Alright, I believe we are done planting until April, which is when we need to do the rice. We have plenty of rice pallets. Alright, let's check the sawmills. Since we're on this map, before we check the sawmills, let's just check everything else real quick. Field 1 has been mulched. It's fully fertilized. Does not need lime. Does not need rolling. 36, which I do not own, needs to be rolled, but it's that is not my problem. And once again, no weeds anywhere. I need weeds. I really need weeds so I can get 100% in field number 1. Alright. Greenhouses are fully watered. I did that in the previous episode, and we have not advanced the month yet. So that is going to be perfectly fine. Still have a ton of spinach in our preserved food factory. We sold that off, I want to say the beginning of this episode or last episode. So we still have a lot of work to do on them cranking that out. Alright, the sawmill down here at the farm. It's filled up on wood. It's doing good. Oh, that's right. I cut that huge chunk that I wouldn't take, and then I took both sections of it, which still makes absolutely no sense to me. Well, the sawmill up top is doing all right. It's got 40,000 liters of wood in there out of a maximum of 50,000 liters, and it's cranking away. I think what I will do is I might drag up a couple more trees just to start clearing up that staging area I had, because that is an issue and I want to get it done. Our grain mill is still cranking away on some corn. Very nice. I might have to get a planter and start planting more corn, which means at some point I'll need to get a corn header as well. Only because it's an extra easy crop to do, and it just turns it into flour here. I don't really have anything else to do with the corn except turn it into flour and just sell it. You know what? That reminds me. finances. Are we still being billed? We are. What the heck is this miscellaneous for? I've been billed $10,000 this month. I mean, that makes no sense, right? What is that for? Dude, I'm just so lost. So let's see, this has 225 horsepower. This has 213 horsepower. Look at that little white tractor. You're doing much better. If the other John Deere had stronger horsepower, I was going to grab it. Oops, sorry there, buddy. I was going to grab it and use it to haul some trees up. But before I do that, I keep seeing my gas indicator going, hey, we're really low. We're not completely, out of gas yet, but we're getting there. So I'm going to do a quick jump cut, fill up on the gas, and then come back and start hauling some trees. And while I'm doing that, I think I'm going to widen the path heading up to the sawmill along the road. Just kind of delete some of those really smaller trees. If there's some bigger trees in the area, I might just haul them up to the sawmill as well. That way, if I do need to haul trees from somewhere up to the sawmill, I'm not constantly getting stuck on any of the trees. So I'll see you guys in a little bit. I went ahead and filled up the gas on my white tractor. I'm just going to use this Valtra since it's much, much stronger, much faster, and more importantly, it's not mine. So any wear and tear or gas being used is A-okay. Oh, interesting. I hit the connection thing and I thought I got it, but apparently I was a little bit too far away. Let's see, this goes up. And there's why super strength is handy every once in a while. Just little things like that, I don't know how I would have gotten without super strength. I mean, I guess I could have just kept running over it in the hope of, maybe one day getting it upright. Well, super strength is a quick little, adjustment and it's done. Let's see if I can drag both of these up here. All right. So what I'm looking for here is trees that kind of stick out on the path a little bit too much. I pretty much own, I think, all of these trees here. This one, the nice yellow one, which is a bummer because the color is pretty great. I'm just going to go ahead and delete this one. It's a little too close to the path. Now I found out with Lumberjack, I can also delete the bushes, which I thought was kind of cool because there's times they're just kind of in the way, you can't really see, and it's nice if you can just remove them and open up your eyesight a little bit. Oh, here's another one here. And again, when you're using Lumberjack, you just have to toggle on super strength, and instead of cutting the tree, it'll delete it, which is super convenient and very handy. Especially for these tiny little trees that they just do nothing. Get rid of this one too. Looks like it's close enough to the road that it's going to be a problem. Wow, those two trees were about 1,000 meters each. It's almost nothing. It's crazy because, you get one tree that's, huge and it pretty much fills it up, or you get a bunch of these tiny trees that do nothing. I'm going to delete this little one here real quick. And then this one here, I'm going to go ahead and cut it and pull it in. So I was watching video by Daggerwin and Chainsaw on their survival series, and their game crashed, and they said it was because of the winch. So now I'm paranoid. I'm like, wait a minute, I haven't saved in a while. Better be safe than sorry, as they say, right? Not too many pallets. I like to let them continue to stack up, and as more and more of them are there, it's nice to kind of have a big payday. But all of that will depend on if we need something terribly quickly, or it becomes necessary to buy something. I'm not really foreseeing that. I think we have a ton of cash at the moment. Well, I mean, it's not a ton, let's be honest. That's pretty much the combine. But I believe that should be enough to buy the combine and the header. And the only thing left at that point is to buy a large tractor. And it's not a complete necessary, purchase yet. This will be the tractor I have my eye on anyway. It fits our needs for the cheapest cost. And I can always get that down the road because, the biggest factor of wanting a large tractor like this, besides the fact that it's faster and more powerful with everything, is that I can use bigger implements, bigger cultivators, bigger rollers, bigger everything. And that just allows me to start dealing with my fields a lot faster. But one more tree should do it. But since pretty much everything is planted, our next major project is going to be harvesting, and that's definitely the combine. I'm kind of chuckling now because in the back of my mind I was always like, well, one, I was waiting in the hope that it goes on sale so I can kind of get it if it does go on sale. But I was always like, well, you know what, there was that the game was kind of broken. It wasn't charging you for repairs or upgrades. So I'm like, should I just buy it now and then upgrade it for free? Basically buy the smallest, cheapest version of the combine and then just upgrade it to its largest, ability for free. And I was like, no, it's kind of cheesy. I don't really want to do that. And now they patched that out anyway. So I'm like, oh, I can't do it anyway. So that's good. I no longer have to contemplate, cheesing the system a bit. Alright, this should be our last run of trees up here. It's kind of steep, not too easy. I mean, obviously, once I start replanting and all the trees are here, then, like normal, it becomes really fast. So here's what's interesting to me, because if I brought a tree up, it's like, oh, it only takes 1,000 liters in there, and that's all it does. I bring these trees up, and they're like, oh, that's too much. We can't absorb any of them. Well, look, there's still almost 2,000 liters in there, and it won't take any. There we go, something went. Whoever created this mod, it's a nice mod, and I really do like this sawmill quite a bit. But it would have been awesome if they could have extended the trigger for bringing wood just a little bit in front as well, so it's a much quicker job. Oops, wrong one. Alright, sawmill's done. I've kind of cleared a little bit along these paths. I'll continue doing that as I need to bring wood up. Again, my goal is to pretty much clear all these trees out, soften it up so it's just not quite so hilly everywhere, so it's just a little bit smoother, and then start to plant oak trees. Oak trees are fast growing, they're huge trees, and it's a ton of wood. I would like to, I guess, extend my little yard here into the mountain a little bit more, closer to where the road is. That'll give me a little bit more, usable area down here. this turned out pretty good. I was kind of happy with the way this looks and the usability of it. I'm a little disappointed in this particular silo. This one is 30% off. You know, you get a 30% discount, but that discount is still not enough to cover what you actually pay at the store. So I'm like, what are you discounting? If I'm buying something at the store at, you know, a certain price, and this 30% discount is much, much higher than the price I'm buying at the store, it just makes no sense. If it's a little bit higher, I'm okay with that. I'm like, okay, you know, that's cool. There's a surcharge for getting it delivered here, but it's pretty significant. Kind of annoying. I think what I'm gonna do real quick, and this will be the last time lapse, I'm just gonna go ahead and stack these lettuce pallets, and to make it easier on myself, I'm gonna go ahead and stack them on top of each other as a group of 3, so that way when it comes time to load up pallets again, it doesn't take as long. Hopefully be a little bit faster. So I'll see you when we're all done. Alright, all the pallets are stacked, and if I continue doing that every episode, hopefully when it comes time to start selling these pallets, it'll be a much faster loading process than what it has been. So I figured just a little bit of work here and there, you know, almost like a chore, will make it easier than having to do a huge job down the road. Alright, let's go ahead and turn in our 2 contracts and make a little bit of money. So this first contract is $9,500. That's awesome. Let's collect that. It's a bummer to get rid of those tractors. It was really nice having extra tractors on the farm. It was a lot easier to get a bunch of stuff done. This next one is $10,500. Fantastic. Alright, so that's it for the contracts. Obviously I could do some more, it would be nice, but I don't really need to. And we'll advance the month up to April, and I think that would be about a good spot to stop for this episode. We have everything planted in our fields, everything's rolled. In April we need to plant our rice. I think that's it, but we're prepped for planting rice pretty consistently. Nothing too hard there. It just takes a little bit of time. I don't really have anything to sell at the moment. We'll check the sales just to check. Oops, wrong button. But, you know, so far I've been very underwhelmed with what's gone on sale. And I do know there's a mod out there so you can increase the sale items up to like 20 or 30 things, but I don't know, that doesn't seem right to me. Alright, nothing there. And let's do a quick recap and see how we did financially for the month of March. Alright, March. We have construction costs of $5,000, that was for that silo. We had property maintenance of $261, that's not bad. We had production costs of $364. So I think we're kind of, you know, ramping back up a little bit. We had sold products at $26,296. I believe that was all the spinach. Not 100% positive, but I think it was. We had fuel cost of $504. It's kind of crazy if you think about it. I mean, it took $504 to fill up that tractor, but it gets used and it makes a lot of money, so it's worth it. We had contract income of just about $20,500. We spent close to $2,000 on wage payments, but well worth it. Most of that was in our fields, but I needed the help. If I didn't have the help, it would have taken forever. And once again, miscellaneous payments of $10,907. I mean, I just don't get it. It started in January. I had some in February, and I had a ton in March. I need to figure out what's costing me money like that. I just have no idea. I don't know. I mean, technically we had a positive month of $28,000 based over what we spent, but that's going to change once we buy our header. Not header, I'm sorry, our combine. We have the header. Let's see, so it's April now. We can plant corn, but I don't have a field for it, or a planter, or a corn header for a combine I don't have. What else? Rice. There's a long grain rice, and where's the regular rice? Yep, Yep, regular rice. We can plant sorghum or soybeans, but again, I don't have a planter, and sunflower. So I think we're pretty much good. We're going down the production path of grain to flour to bread eventually. So I would like to buy a bakery this season. And the bakery is, what's the cost on? I want to buy it. It's 150,000. So that's not too bad. That's within striking range. Not at the moment. Not until I buy my combine. Oh, you know what? One last thing to look at before I call it quits. Please tell me there's weeds. See, once again, no weeds on any of my fields. I know I have it turned on. Yeah, weeds is on. I don't know. Can't explain it. Makes no sense to me. Alright everybody, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Have a great day.